Guess what? It's October. It's Amazon Big Deal Days starting today and tomorrow, 2 days only. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 10 picks of skincare. One of the most frequently asked questions I get is, what are some good skincare products for stretch marks? And it's like, there's not a whole lot you can do for stretch marks, frankly. But one ingredient that shows promise for stretch marks and an ingredient that's safe to use if you're pregnant and developing stretch marks is hyaluronic acid. Research studies show that applying hyaluronic acid when stretch marks are first forming really ultimately can improve the final appearance of them, maybe make it so that you form fewer stretch marks. Seems to bode well. So I recommend Neutrogena's Hydro Boost Hyaluronic Acid Body Lotion. It's fragrance free. It has this nice gel texture, but it also is really deeply hydrating and you can use it on the face. Hyaluronic acid is also just good for improving water content in your skin's outermost layer, and ultimately that just helps the skin barrier turn over more efficiently, reducing buildup of dry, rough skin texture. And of course, it helps to hydrate up the top outermost layer, and with that comes a smoothing out of those little fine lines and wrinkles. And there is no niacinamide in this product, so if you are sensitive to that, this would be a good one. It's pretty affordable at baseline, but why not try it out when it's on sale? You guys, I can't do one of these Amazon sales without talking about CosRx Snail Mucin. It's on sale again this time around. Thank goodness. Honestly, CosRx's Snail Mucin Power Essence has to be one of my most frequently repurchased skincare products. This essence I love and adore. So Snail Mucin is hydrating. There is some research that suggests it may be helpful for stimulating healing pathways. There's some promising research looking at it for radiation dermatitis. When I use this product, I see a visible smoothing out of fine lines. My skin is plump. It really does give that hydrated, dewy, plump look, and in so diminishes the appearance of pores. But I really like to put this on to damp skin. You only need like 3 pumps, maybe 4, take it down to the neck. And I like to put it on after I've cleansed the skin while the skin is still a bit damp, because it is very humectant rich and hydrating. But to really amp up the results, I like to come on over with the Snail Mucin all-in-one cream, which is a thicker, richer texture. Still with the Snail Mucin, the stacking of these two products together really smooths out the surface of the skin. My skin feels nice and hydrated. I love using this pairing around the eyes in particular because it really does deliver a nice pack of hydration that lessens those little fine lines and wrinkles. It has a skin plumping effect through its deep hydration, and as a result, my pores appear much smaller, much less obvious. Just overall textural irregularities seem to smooth out. I absolutely adore this pairing. I mean, I think I talk about why I love Snail Mucin probably more than anyone. My 2 favorites from Paula's Choice are going to be on sale. Save money. These are typically a little pricey at baseline. So one of my all-time favorites from Paula's Choice, arguably the best in this category, is the azelaic acid booster. So this, in my opinion, of all of the azelaic acid products I have ever tried, this comes in as number 1. So azelaic acid is really good for redness, for acne breakouts. It's also very good for hyperpigmentation, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Azelaic acid also shows promise for those little Demodex mites. If you're someone who gets what looks like little thread-like projections out of your pores, those could be sebaceous filaments, those could be related to Demodex mites. Azelaic acid can help with all of those things. It's anti-inflammatory, and it is generally pretty well tolerated, although some people find that it is a little itchy when they put it on, but otherwise no problem. This also has salicylic acid, which is good for exfoliating the pores and helping to smooth out skin texture. Salicylic acid can also be helpful when used consistently for dark spots. It also has an anti-inflammatory effect that may be helpful in the long run for reducing the risk of dark spots. And in addition to salicylic acid, this has licorice root, which is anti-inflammatory and very good for the moisture barrier, good for redness and for dark spots. You don't need a lot of this. You can use it to the entire face or just to a particular area of concern to make the product last you longer, but I would use it to the entire face. Azelaic acid is typically very well tolerated by people with rosacea, and the prescription form is a rosacea treatment. However, this does again have salicylic acid, which you may find too irritating, or you may find benefits for rosacea. Difficult to predict, but this is one of my favorites. And like I said, it's good for things that might be related to Demodex, including rosacea. So if your rosacea is primarily those little bumps, the little pus bumps, azelaic acid can help with that, and those little Demodex Demodex mites may be playing a role in the bump formation, provided you tolerate it, of course. Moving on, the other Paula's Choice product that I'm always recommending, because it's really good for comedones, so blackheads and whiteheads. Like if you have stubborn comedones on the forehead, if you use this consistently, it definitely can help. It's a salicylic acid leave-on product. What I like most about this particular product is I find that it stays on the skin well and does not transfer as much. So eyelid skin can be particularly sensitive to salicylic acid. I find if I use a product with salicylic acid and it makes its way around my eyelids, they get, kind of dry, and I start to notice little fine lines. But this product has good staying power on the skin, so that doesn't tend to happen, at least not for me. It's really good. It's kind of a frequently hyped, promoted product, but it's definitely worth the hype in my opinion, and one that I am constantly recommending anytime I talk about comedones, blackheads, whiteheads. It's also going to be really helpful if you have a tendency to get those little sebaceous filaments, which are essentially little thread-like projections out of the pores that represent an accumulation of some dead skin cells plus oily residue. And a lot of that may be related to just a tendency for the cells lining the pore to turn over a little bit slowly or kind of get stuck together. And salicylic acid, through its pore-centric exfoliating properties, can certainly help with that quite a bit. Salicylic acid, like I mentioned earlier, is also beneficial if you are prone to hyperpigmentation, especially post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, maybe from your acne. It's safe if you have a deeper skin tone, and it's anti-inflammatory. Snag it while you can, on sale. Number 5 is a sunscreen. One of my holy grail sunscreens. Like, I have repurchased this so many times. The Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Moisturizing Face Serum SPF 60. This is a chemical sunscreen. There's no white cast, okay? It's a lightweight fluid consistency. It is water resistant. Great, obviously, if you're going to be doing water-based activities, or you're going to be doing some kind of sport outdoors where you're sweating a lot, but also really good just for humidity and ensuring that the product stays in place a little bit more so and is less likely to run into your eyes. Speaking of which, while this is a chemical sunscreen, for me personally, it does not aggravate my eyes. I don't get runny, blurry eyes, watery eyes with this particular chemical sunscreen. It has vitamin E, an antioxidant that may help ward off oxidative stress, reduce lipid peroxidation that would otherwise lead to inflammation. It does not have niacinamide. Lately in my vlogs, I've been talking a lot about nail care. I've been trying out some nail care products behind the scenes, and I keep finding myself comparing it to this product, which is going to be on sale. It's the Carousel Nail Renewal. So if you've been here for a minute, you know I'm a huge fan of Carousel's foot ointment. It is excellent for dry, rough callus, but they also have a nail renewal treatment that is a leave-on urea plus lactic acid, sort of lacquer serum, if you will, liquid. You apply 2 times a day to the nails, the nail plate, around the nails, and underneath the nails. You do it twice a day for about a week, and then after that you can go to just using it once a day for at least 8 weeks, but ideally longer, like 3 months, because nail growth is slow. This will really change the game for the way your nails look, especially if they have been damaged by like wearing gel manicures for a long time and the nail plate is just really dehydrated, brittle. You've been pushing your cuticles back way too much, letting moisture up under the nail folds that leads to problematic nail growth. This can really be particularly helpful. I mean, it's an affordable product to begin with, in my opinion, because you don't need that much. Get it on sale while you can. You can also use this on your toenails. It's helpful on your toenails if they're really damaged from aggressive pedicures, but also if you wear tight-fitting shoes, high heels, and your toenail has sort of been banging up against your shoe, well, over time that can cause your nails to become sort of brittle, discolored, and this can really help get them back on track. Of course, the solution is to get shoes that don't, compress your toenail and create unnecessary trauma there, but this can help get things back on track. It's also pretty helpful if you're someone who has toenail fungus, because it can help cut down on some of the dry, flaky buildup around the nails that the fungus feeds off of, and may allow your antifungal medications to get into the nail much more easily by essentially exfoliating the dead, thickened stuff. It also can be helpful for nail psoriasis. Not going to cure nail psoriasis or eliminate it, but can be helpful for improving the appearance of nail psoriasis, and potentially for allowing better penetration of psoriasis medications into the nails. Nail psoriasis is really tough. If you are dealing with that, check out my video on nail psoriasis. I go over a bunch of the different signs of nail psoriasis and kind of the approach to treatment there. Nothing is an enemy to clearing up breakouts, like the habit of skin picking. It's really a hard habit to break. A lot of people struggle with a full-blown skin picking disorder triggered by things like anxiety, stress. Check out my video on skin picking disorder because I give a lot of in-depth tips and tricks for stopping skin picking, but it's a really important thing to tackle if you are getting acne breakouts and you're wondering like, why is it I can't get my acne to clear with acne treatments? So long as you're picking the skin, those treatments, they really don't have a fighting chance for working for you. So one of the beneficial tools in the toolbox for stopping skin picking are hydrocolloid patches. My favorite, the brand that I recommend the most, and I have worked with them in the past, the Mighty Patch hydrocolloid patches. Why do I always recommend those? They're the best. They stay on really well. They're very thin. They're very lightweight. They're very comfortable, and you can't really see them unless you're like very up close to the skin. They also are really comfortable in heat and humidity. If you're working out, they stay on through sweat, but they essentially serve as a barrier protecting the pimple from you picking at it. And they kind of help you forget that you have a pimple, so you're less inclined to just absentmindedly pick at it. They're really, really helpful. Now, if your pimple's like super inflamed, they can help sort of absorb some of the inflammatory exudate and sort of shrink and flatten the pimple a bit, helping it to heal and clear up maybe a little bit faster. But the main benefit of using them is to cut down on skin picking. They make them in a variety of sizes and shapes too. They're really, really good on mosquito bites. Really, really good. Like they just completely shut down the itch of a mosquito bite and you'll forget that you were bit. So when it comes to hair care and scalp care, I often give a few of the same tips across a variety of different areas of concerns. One of those being don't use too much shampoo, but you need to shampoo your scalp regularly. Using too much shampoo increases the likelihood that you will leave behind shampoo residue that can contribute to dryness and irritation of your scalp, plus make your hair look dull. It's very important to shampoo your scalp with some regularity, depending on what your hair type tolerates. Not only is that necessary and beneficial for reducing flares of dandruff, but it's also good for your scalp health. And so if you deal with androgenetic alopecia, taking measures to support healthy scalp care, very important. All that to say, when it comes to shampooing, you don't need a large volume of shampoo to get your scalp clean. The thing is, some people can have difficulty distributing the shampoo to all surfaces of the scalp. So they have this shampoo brush from the brand Hita that's really, really good. I've been using it off and on for years. It's one I highly recommend. It helps you distribute the shampoo very easily throughout your scalp. I use much less shampoo when I use the brush, but the other benefit of using this brush is that it also is a form of scalp massage. So scalp massage can be beneficial for healthy hair growth by improving circulation, blood flow to the hair follicle, delivering nutrients necessary for healthy hair growth. Growing hair is one of the most metabolically demanding things you can ask your body to do. It requires all of these nutrients, all of this energy. So bringing in good blood flow is an important part of supporting healthy hair growth. Another advantage of using this is for those of you who suffer with hand eczema. So a lot of people struggle with recurrent bouts of dyshidrotic hand eczema, especially people who work in occupations where their hands are exposed to a lot of detergents, surfactants. They do a lot of what is just called wet work, working with water, whether it be a hairdresser or housekeeper. So as you're trying to heal that, well, shampoo is kind of like taking you a couple steps back when you get the shampoo on your hands. If you can reduce contact with that shampoo by using a brush like this, it can help. It can really help. A little bit of a contribution, but it can go a long way. So that's another advantage to using the shampoo brush. All right, speaking of massage, not necessarily directly related to skincare, but more so indirectly, because it's helpful for relaxing, for unwinding. I love this thing. I use it every day, and it often goes on sale during these Amazon Prime sales. It's the Theragun Mini. This is a really deep, powerful massage gun that's handheld, easy to take with you when you're traveling. It goes really, really deep. It has a few different heads on it. You charge it with a USB. It's easy to hold on to. It's not awkward. Like I have this other massaging thing that's great, but it's just like this huge cumbersome thing, so I don't end up using it. I use the Theragun though all the time. It's really good if you are active in sport. If you have a lot of tight muscles in your upper back, that can actually end up contributing to flares of itchy back. It's called notalgia paresthetica because the little nerves that course through the skin get trapped, and massage can actually help that. So this is a great little device, Theragun Mini. It makes a great gift, especially for somebody who you don't really know what to get. Your newly minted to brother-in-law or something, this is a great gift. All right, and last but not least is one of those things that, again, is not directly related to skincare, but indirectly, because staying active, working your body, your muscles, so important for just your health overall, but it definitely translates directly into the appearance of your skin. So this is the Good Under the Desk Walking Pad. Let me tell you, I have had this thing for approximately going on over 6 months now. I use it daily. It's so amazing because it's very lightweight, it's very compact, and it's got little wheels on the front. So when you can unplug it from under your desk and easily move it out from your desk and put it like somewhere out of the way. So if you have a really small apartment and you don't want some big clunky piece of exercise equipment taking up your entire apartment, this is what you need to get, because you can just plug it in while you're watching TV, you're doing some computer work, whatever, and get in some steps. I'm telling you, if you're someone who struggles to get in 2,000 steps, 3,000 steps a day, because you lead a very sedentary lifestyle with your occupation and you just don't have a lot of opportunity to walk around, this will change the game for you. It's so easy to get in 10,000 steps using this. So it comes with a remote control. You can use a variety of preset settings, or you can just go up through levels in terms of a different pace. It gets up to about a 3.8 pace, which is a pretty brisk walking pace, more or less. Some people might find that to be sort of a jogging pace as well, but you can take it as you like it. I use this all the time. It comes with some lubricant, so episodically you just pour a little lubricant into the reservoir and it'll just keep the treadmill nice and lubricated so it runs smoothly and lasts longer, stays good. The walking pad comes completely assembled, like you don't have to screw anything in, you don't have to assemble a thing. My one gripe is that the cord is a bit short, so you're gonna need an extension cord. Likely, I use an extension cord with it, unless you just like plug it in right up close to the wall. But it's amazing. I seriously use it every single day. Like, you'd be surprised, just put it on a super low setting, and while you're checking emails, answering emails, doing your nighttime computer work, which we all end up having to catch up on at the end of the day, yeah, you can crank out a couple of thousand steps at least. Getting the 10,000 steps a day, if that's a goal for you, it's gonna be a lot easier with this thing. It's wonderful. Highly recommend it. And a lot of you guys have purchased it after seeing it in my vlogs, because that's where I have primarily shown it, and you guys have been telling me how much you love it. It's on sale now, so if you were eyeing it, take advantage of the sale. All right, y'all, those are my 10 recs for Prime Big Deal Days. Happens in October, if you're not familiar. Lots of savings online. Like I said, it's a great time to get ahead of holiday shopping. Now, a lot of times with these Amazon Prime Day sales, they'll sneak in other things like randomly throughout the sale, new deals or whatever. In the description box, and I'll pin a comment, I'm gonna put one of my affiliate links. It will take you to all of the deals that I recommend, and I'll update that as the sale goes on. So if you see something added there that was not mentioned in this video, it's because it, appeared on the sale and I saw it and I was like, oh, this is something that I always recommend in my videos, people are interested in, and I'll add it. But I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye!